Welcome to Park Bench Interviews, hosted by Randy Goodman, Harvey Callis Real Estate, your real estate professional. Get to know our community, our businesses, products, and services that will elevate your life. Please welcome your hostess, Randy Goodman.
It's Randy Goodman here with Harvey Callis Real Estate, and I am so honored to have Ben Oosterveld here with me. Ben, you are an incredible entrepreneur. Like, there's so many titles for you. I can't even pick one, but you help and train people in such a creative and incredible way. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Yeah, thanks, Randy. Of course I'd be here with you. Not a hesitation. So yeah, glad to be here.
I'm super excited to share with people because you have one of the most creative ideas and take action mandates that I've seen in any entrepreneur. So I'm really thrilled to be able to have you impact the people that are going to listen to this interview. So Ben, tell us first a little bit about who is Ben?
Who is Ben? The ultimate question. Who am I? We always go into who am I is a weird question because we go into what we've done. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird psychology. We're like, hey, I'll tell you what I've done. Well, who is Ben? So first of all, I am a father of 5. I am a man that is, my entire life is based on, I've already won. I've already won because at the end of the day, I've got a wife that really loves me. I've got kids that run and say hi to me and just miss me when I'm gone. So every single thing can fall apart for real. I've lived on the streets. I've had a lot of bad beginnings in my life. I've overcome a lot, spent 365 days in rehab, chucked into a jail cell here and there as a young man. And, I've gone through a ton and I've had to overcome suicide attempts. All this is a really, really tough beginning. So my perspective is like very simple. I just so happy to be in a marriage that's working of 17 years now and 5 kids that are just incredible. And, I've still got a ways to go, but that's more about who Ben is than anything. Wow. But what have I done is I'm just unbelievably about action. I don't know, from selling $2.5 million of office furniture to building a national real estate investment company with millions and millions of dollars of real estate. I went through the crash when I had 61 properties, pretty tough road, learned a lot of lessons there, pivoted myself into being a business coach because I've got this unbelievable knack for marketing and sales and communication. I just feel like it seems so freaking easy to me. And I realized that's not how everyone else sees it. And then so I started thinking real estate. It was interesting because real estate was something I was involved with as an investor, but I realized as with agents out there, the agents were doing the job well, but they were not making me feel great about using them. And I realized the psychology was like, I made $100,000 commission for one girl from buying a bunch of properties in one shot, like 16 properties. And she didn't even say thanks. And it wasn't that I was offended. It just made me realize this industry needs work. So I literally pivoted my coaching to help real estate agents. And then I thought, what would it be like if I built from the ground up? Right. And so I went on the ground and I coached and I built one of the most successful real estate companies in all of Western Canada. I don't sell anymore and I don't do anything. I just run the company. I own it still. But my first year I made, I don't know, $500,000 and I made 1.1 million my second year as an agent because the bar was just simply so low. So my whole belief is blow your client's mind one at a time. So one at a time. So, and now today I have a national coaching business. I run a business from within mastermind for executives and business owners. We go away 2 times a year, do retreats. And I'm constantly developing and moving forward. I just believe move forward, even if you're not ready, is really, really, really powerful. So move forward, adjust along the way.
I love that. Okay, perfect. So what things in your life led you to, and I know you touched on a little bit when we asked about who Ben was, but what actually caused you to shift into these industries and these different programs and courses that you do?
You know what? When you've overcome something, like I didn't believe in myself, like I really didn't. I just desperately was wanting people to like me. I was beaten up as a kid in so many ways. So our childhood is very important to realize that there's a lot of things that come back to how you were raised. So there's a lot of healing. And I was just on another show talking to someone about trauma, and we look at trauma as something that's like sexual abuse or beating up. Trauma is simply even if your parents disappointed in you one day, trauma can be very, very, very simple, but very deeply infected. And I think that we infected, and I mean, kind of a weird time to be saying that during the corona, but it can be infectious because it doesn't shake. So my self-belief was so low. It was something that I didn't learn. So I remember as a kid, I would steal cigarettes in grade 7 and give it to the cool kids, just hoping they would like me. And that's it. And that went all the way through business and everything. So I've overcome that in so many ways. I think in the rest of our life, we'll always have levels of belief in ourselves. But if we can shift from the inside out, this is the answer to the question, is that's what motivates me, is that I've overcome that. And so when I see someone that doesn't quite believe in themselves or not really being who they're destined to be, it drives me because I can help them wake that up. That's something and so everything around what I do is about growing the person. And then in turn, the business works so well. Anyway, so that's what motivates me, is that probably the pain of what I see people go through and the pain that I've gone through is now turned into a big motivation to help.
Wow. And you know what? It's so true of so many people where they end up doing something because of a painful incident or
Totally.
stream of events that they've experienced in their life. So I love that you've taken that and turned it into a passion where you can help others. So thank you for doing that, because you just have so much talent, and the fact that you share it. I mean, a lot of people have talent, but they hold it back, right? And they hold it to themselves.
The poverty mentality, though, like if we can believe we have abundance, you have it all. And also you realize if you give away something, most people don't do anything with it anyways. Like if we can understand that, like it's actually not as valuable as you think. So
Totally. But thank you for sharing, because that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about the programs you offered. I know you wear many hats, so you know, and you showcase a lot of people. Tell us a little bit about the things that you do.
Yeah, I've run the real estate team, so I've got 6 agents that are on the team, and I'm right now the CEO in a way, and I run that business.
Nice.
But I have an academy called Agent from Within, where I help real estate agents. I have another business called Business from Within, and that's one of my most favorite passion projects. So the whole basis is I take a business owner for a year and I work with them. I can only work with a few. It's a little bit more higher price program, but it's the most effective thing I've ever done in my life, because we do 2 retreats in this 1-year group. And there's a group that are progressing together, all business owners. And the idea is that, yes, we can build a race car, which in analogy, that'd be the business. We can keep working on systems and marketing, and we keep doing all those things. But if you're not a good driver, you'll lose. And so on the contrary, if you work on becoming the best driver, even if you don't build your business, if you think about a real race car driver, he could probably win on most cases with any car.
Right.
So it also gives you an advantage that you can put, if you're an amazing driver, you can put that skill to any business and it's going to work. That's what I do. I just keep working on myself. What holds me back? What am I scared of? Why am I insecure? What if I wasn't insecure, how would my life work? Would I be doing more social media posts? Would I be doing all these different things that hold us back? I think that's more important. So that's business from within, is grow the person. And then obviously all the business stuff is easy. And I also have a podcast.
Don't understand that. Sorry, but
no, that's okay.
Yeah, I think they don't understand that, but go on.
I really think that it might never, ever fully click. And I've come to terms, because I know there's science to back it. There's so many things to say. Grow yourself and you will grow your business. Yes. Grow yourself, learn how to do relationships. You will grow your life and business. Learn how to do self-awareness so you can put yourself in positions to win. Like, it's, imagine an extrovert takes an introvert job. Right. You're in a instantly depressing situation. So just understand, there's so much There's so much we can learn personally that directly affects success, but I don't believe that people really want to do that work. And when I get a hold of them, it's because there's probably something going on that's really not working. I had a mentor, and he said, when the pain is enough, they change.
Right.
And we're all like that. So, but the last thing I've got is my podcast. It's interviewing amazing people, talking about the inner workings of people, tie it to the success people have. So very similar to what I do in Business from Within. My podcast is From Within. So it's from within the podcast. And it's interviewing people that are self-aware, that understand that it's more about life and building an amazing life paid for your business. So if you build a business, why are we building a business? I always ask those questions. So I can make money. I can have security. I'm like, you can have security by lowering all your expenses and living very small. So is that really what you're doing? Well, no. Okay. So why are you wanting to make money? No one really drives into that conversation.
Right.
Our goal needs to be build a business to pay for the life that we dream of, but we don't actually have clarity on what life that is.
Right.
And so that's the coaching I do. I help people get clarity on their life, and then we build a business to pay for it.
Wow.
So
yeah, I love what you've created, and it's just, it just blows me away actually every time I listen to you. So that's why I love listening to you.
I feel like it's just normal stuff. Like I really do. It's like, it's not a big deal. It just, it makes sense to me.
Everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses, and your strengths come from not just being brilliant naturally, but also through experiences that you've had in your life that helped you to have a different perspective than, someone who just grew up at home and didn't get into trouble and just went through school and, had a typical normal life. They don't necessarily, and not to say everybody, because I'm not going to, generalize like that, but typically they wouldn't necessarily have all the different perspectives that you bring to the table. So, it's unfortunate, but fortunately,
it's a gift. It really is. It's not unfortunate at all. I've got a huge advantage because of it.
No,
I know it. Like if someone thinks that, like, this is what's so crazy. If people could just realize the pain they went through, once they overcome it, becomes a massive advantage in this life. Like I'm lucky. How and no one can be me now. I can compete.
But I was going to say that. So I was going to say, it's unfortunate that it has to come from negative circumstances, but
it is.
Reality is good things, amazing things always come from negative circumstances. So for people who are going through terrible things or unfortunate things right now, know that something positive always comes of it, right?
And I would just say to keep an eye out for it versus just look around like, hey, is this the day something cool happens? What is happening? Like it's an anticipation versus like, I just got my ass kicked, but guess what? I got to look, maybe there's something coming. Like if you take a look at forest fires, there's new growth.
Yeah.
Like there's always new growth. If you're in a forest fire, that's okay. Because guess why? It's kind of weird how that happens. I don't understand why, but I know there's new growth. You just got to look for it and you'll see it.
Yeah. 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 So that's all I was getting at.
Thanks, Randy.
But it's, something amazing always happens, and here you are, something absolutely incredible. So, Ben, tell us, like, are there any tips or comments? Like you and I were chatting and you were just like blowing out these creative ideas for businesses. And I know there's a lot of businesses in Mill Pond and beyond who are brick and mortar, who may be professionals or service people or, whatever. They could be stay-at-home people looking for something to do now that their children are driving them crazy or something, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You know what? I feel like obviously I do a lot of coaching with business owners, and when I get together and we start talking, or if they jump on or I do a keynote or whatever it is, I realize that they don't necessarily know what to do. And I feel like my heart goes out to them because they're probably really skilled at what they did know. Like, let's say a cook starts a restaurant.
Right.
Like, he's not a marketing guy.
Right.
And it's not marketing is psychology. So you can't just be a marketing guy. You need to be a psychologist marketing guy. Now we can actually do something. and so like, I just feel like, I think now the only advice I can give is desperation used to be looked upon as a negative thing because it looks like, why are you desperate? You obviously don't have a good business.
Right.
But this time, and like I don't know how long this will last, but in this video, but during Corona, everyone is getting crushed right now.
Right.
And everyone's getting shut down. I think about the restaurant owner And the thing is, what's he doing? Sitting around? I think I would not sit around. I would be showing the behind the scenes of how my restaurant runs to social media on every platform. I would take this time and every single day, probably make a ton of content. I could spend a couple hours every day. I want to cook. I want to show them why this spice works with this spice. I want to show them my best meals. I want to have them, and I want to show them all of the meals. And I would be sending the message going, I'm just trying to make you hungry.
Right.
Because if I can get you hungry, maybe you come to my restaurant, because right now we have rent to pay and we are not making money. Obviously, if you want to do takeout, that's amazing. You can use that, or Uber Eats and skip the dishes and all this. They take 30%. So it's not even the most profitable. And I think that's a struggle for restaurants. But what I would do is I would just focus everything I got on the fastest restart there is in history. I would be desperately driven. If I was a restaurant owner in a local area, like, is it Mill Pond you said?
Yeah, Mill Pond.
Guaranteed there's a restaurant owner. I hope they hear this. Here's what I would do. I would put, I don't know if it's a chef suit or something on that really, or a t-shirt or something that has your image on it.
Right.
But I would do it through a peel, a hat, a shirt. I'd knock on doors. Now, right now, I probably wouldn't. I would just get ready. So once the space of, once the pandemic loosens up a little bit, I would hit every door in the neighborhood with this message. I'd say, hi, my name is Ben. I own this beautiful Mediterranean restaurant. We have had 3 months of mortgage payments and leases. We've had expenses. And to be really honest with you, we probably have the best food that I'd put this up against any other food there is. Now, here's the thing. I don't even know what to do, because we're in this situation, never. So I thought, I'm just going to go meet people in the local area and offer them a free appetizer for when this turns back on. Right. All I ask is that you tell everyone about my restaurant. You come in and try the food and give a review. Would you mind coming and helping me out as a local business owner and coming and actually eating some of my food? I'll give you an appetizer for free to test it out. And then all I'm asking is that you tell your friends.
Right.
If I came to your door like that from your area, what would you do, Randy?
I would be very appreciative, and I would say, you know what, when this, when we're allowed to get out there and you're allowed to reopen, absolutely, I will come and support you, because you're in my local area and I want to support those local businesses.
So it's like, who thinks of a restaurant owner door knocking? Right. Like, you got to start thinking of, like, everyone's going to go on social media, Randy, and it's going to be white noise. Hey, I've got this, come on down. It's going to be it's going to be infomercial times 50, because nobody knows how long it takes in social media to build a relationship. And they're going to skip that because they're desperate, and they're just going to hammer, we've got a discount, come to my store. And they're going to pay for, like, it just feel like, what if you just met someone at the door? Like, as a restaurant, you only need 30, 40 new people.
Right.
And then they tell that's 60, they tell we're 180. Like, it's a very simple double system, but it takes that old school, like, I might be on the phone. Hey, have you had Mediterranean? But then I would do social media without the ask. I would do a subtle ask,
right,
but I just wouldn't be like, come on down. I'd be like, look, here's how we make our food. This is why I'm passionate. My backstory is I'm from Italy. And the reason why I cook this is my grandma's restaurant. I would story tell and show the back door of my business, whether it be a massage parlor. Here's the cream I use. The reason why I bring this in from Italy. I would have nonstop behind the scenes show about that, about my business.
Right. And, even nutritionists or people, caterers or whatnot, anybody in the food industry can use that advice. And even though we can't knock on doors right now, I think you can still leave info in your mailbox, wear gloves, go drop things.
Absolutely.
Just like a postman would.
You could literally go door knocking with a with a broomstick. Okay.
Right.
And it'd be hilarious. Ding dong. Like, it's funny. Like, if it was me, I would probably paint. If I was a sub shop, I'd build a sub that's 6 feet long. That's a wooden sub, and paint it and carry this wooden sub around until the media gets to know me, that I'm some lunatic banging on doors with my sub, offering a free sub. Like it's not hard to get noticed. It's just about personal growth. It's about ego. And I think it's about being embarrassed. And I think once you're desperate though, Randy, all that goes out the window. So guess what? Get ready for when the businesses get back going. The restart is going to be competitive, because there's a lot of people that, I'm not that pushy. Oh, they will be when they have kids at home and they have to feed them. I know I would steal. I would probably beat up someone. If my kids were absolutely going to die and they're starving and we have that, you change. So I just feel like get ready because it's a new game. Get your game on because you're going to need to compete in a different way because there's going to be a lot of people desperate. When you want to meet a desperate person, if you ever try to save someone that's in the water, they drown people because they're desperately trying to survive. So it's very different coming out of it. So I look at everything through psychology and human behavior. And I think that gives a bit of advantage on how to choose marketing and all that. So just some thoughts.
And we're not promoting stealing and beating people up, of course, but it's just
yeah, that's totally how it works, eh? That's the one clip used.
Just talking about the mentality and where people go with their heads and the desperateness that can set in. And, you know, Ben doesn't want that. He wants you to be able to thrive when we're allowed to socialize again and be able to build those businesses and have them, you know, just flourish. So thank you for, you know, all your suggestions. I mean, that's incredible.
Thanks,
you know, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are not thinking of this kind of thing. They're sitting on the couch. They might be miserable.
Waiting for the government handout or
trying to figure out what can I do. And they, you know, and granted, we're not all super creative like you are, but you know, being able to listen to webinars and trainings, and I know you've been offering tons of them, you know, for people to just really get some great ideas. And if you are a business owner, even if you're brick and mortar or any kind of business, they should definitely be tapping into the trainings that you've been doing. Ben, where can they get all this information?
You know what? I've been really focused on real estate agents for the last few years, obviously. And this last year, I've really broke into the business owners again. So before I niched out in real estate. I coached energy companies, videographers. I coached real estate agents. I just niched out as a business strategy to drill into real estate. And I think I've made a massive impact, and that's what I wanted to do. And I've made a really cool business. But now the last 12 months, I've really opened back up to real estate. To business owners. So I'm actually putting together a launch program during this time. It's a 12-week boot camp style. It's not going to be for everyone, but that's one of the offerings. The other offering I do is I teach in communication, and I teach in Myers-Briggs, which is personality, sales, and communication, and growing your people who deal with people. So if you, like, for example, I'm dealing with a company that is a consultant for people that have debt servicing and all this, and there's 14 people in their company. They're looking at bringing me in to do a workshop, and I will have it online, and then I will be doing a personality assessment with every single one of their people in their company, and then I'll be doing an executive coaching call with the leaders, and also and a group call with the group, leveling up their communication, ability to connect, and self-awareness. So really, that's a couple offerings I have. I'm building it out right now. If someone just wants coaching, we can talk. I definitely can't just take everybody, though. It gets really tough, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you'll have to take care of yourself and your family, and there's only so many hours in a day.
Exactly.
No matter what. Okay, that's awesome. So where can they find you?
I think benoosterveld.com is where most of my stuff kind of intersections, I don't know what the word is, connect. But social media is great too. I'm on LinkedIn. I've got Ben Oosterveld on social media, on Facebook. I'm very active. Instagram, I'm active, and LinkedIn. Those are areas that you can find me. But it's funny because I don't really promote. I'm always out there, but it's not like I promote too much. Maybe I need to be better at that. But yeah, I think just people that want to work with me, I always say I'm trying to find my tribe, because there's lots of people out there that'll probably want to make money and want to get my creativity and learn, but they won't do anything. And so I won't work with any human being that's not willing to talk about their personal things that hold them back, like people pleasing, fear of success. Like, these are real things that no matter what I teach, if you don't have confidence or self-belief, and if you've got issues, that's why I'm kind of like I'm not a registered, but I'm like a therapist marketing coach.
Right.
In some weird, it's like Wayne Dyer meets Gary Vee or something. I don't know. But because I'm so into sales and marketing, but I know nothing will work unless they grow themselves. So people need to reach out to me. I find that in a coaching element, people that reach out to me are my kind. Like, I know I could build an entire massive thing where I get 500 people and they jump on I just feel like the right people come to me. I'm pretty organic that way. And then what happens is, one person at a time, I blow their mind. One person at a time, I blow their mind. I believe what I teach. And I believe there's a time that critical mass hits where everybody knows you, but it's one relationship at a time. So I'm definitely like the tortoise. I'll win the race, but I'm not going to win it like a rabbit. So tortoise and the hare story, right? The rabbit just burns out. The tortoise just keeps trucking along. So that's kind of the way I see it.
Well, I love it. Like I've been experiencing it myself and listening to you and attending a live event. And, you know, we were supposed to have one here in Toronto.
Yeah, we would have just been finishing it. So weird. I saw my flight updates. I'm like, oh, so sad. Can't go.
So I know you're rescheduling, hopefully for the fall.
November.
So we'll cross one finger that it's going to be able to happen.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for that because I just love what you offer. Like, I can't say it enough. I really have a huge amount of respect for you, you know, your experiences, but then turning those experiences into something incredibly positive, not just for you, but for the people you've had work under you or have worked under you, as well as the community at large, right? And it's
so good.
You know, you're really a special person, Ben, to be able to
thanks so much, Randy.
Take that, you know, and granted it is a business, I know, but it comes from your heart, and you turned it into, you know, your passion, you turned it into something that you can live every single day and be able to help others with it. So I really, truly want to thank you for creating what you've created and for being open and sharing with us.
You're so nice, Randy. People always want to hang out with you because you're just so nice. Like, just keep talking. It's great. No,
it's true. So thank you so much for being on with us. We're going to have all the links for you guys because I know you're probably just as impressed and want more from Ben like I do. So we're going to have all the links for you guys on this page where you can get in touch with him in many, many ways. So thank you so much, Ben.
Thanks so much, Randy. Really appreciate it. If you need anything, I'm here for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this interview hosted by Randy Goodman. We hope you will take action and connect with the incredible business people and leaders in our community. And remember, Randy is always here to answer any questions you have regarding your real estate needs. Be sure to register on the website and stay up to date on what's happening in your area at parkbench.com/millpond.